council chambers. The council disappears. Yoda falls to one knee. A mushroom cloud casts the entire chambers in yellow-white. Yoda stands, holding his stomach and shielding his eyes. Yoda removes his hand. Out the windows, the sky burns. His view shimmers as one ghost returns, Elder Windu.
The darkness remains.
As I feared.
As we knew, this isn't over. Not by a long shot. We may indeed need you to see us through what is to come.
Wait, the Ascension must.
Not forever, Yoda. The others, they lived and died in peacetime. War, the Sith, the dark side, these are bedtime stories to them. You and I, we know, I most of all, the dangers of too much power and good intent. Tread lightly, old friend.
Yoda nods. He walks out. In the galactic hall outside the council chambers, the general examines a large old crack in one of the ancient columns. Dust falls from the crack as it grows another centimeter. The general turns. The explosion shines through a far window. He does a mental calculation. Jedi pour out of several rooms down the hall, running around like headless chickens. Several apprentices lead Padawan to stairwells like a school fire drill. Yoda exits the council chambers. The general brightens, but Yoda walks briskly past.
Master Yoda!
General, I'm afraid our summit may have to wait. An attack there was.
Attack?
Sabotage the parade has been.
Surely this is some sort of accident. You haven't seen an attack on Coruscant in
A millennium to the day.
Well, your apprentice and the prisoners are all right, Yoda. I know they weren't there.
As do I. Gather your soldiers, General. Far from the end this is.
You mean I might have to actually do something military with commanding? This is unexpected. As I waited last night, someone trying to kill the president?
To destroy the Republic itself, someone is attempting. A metaphor the president is.
In a wide scene, we see the two step closer, or step quicker down the hall, while in foreground a blur of shadow slithers down a wall and turns a corner. The general turns and squints, then shakes it off and moves to follow the master. But Yoda has already disappeared down one of the corridors, which all look the same.
Oh, Sith.
In the hangar bay, Ben and White Sun rush Amidala, Anakin, and 3PO toward the entrance. As a second explosion hits, they turn. Ben grows worried. Yoda floats into a small fighter.
Master, are you alright? What's happened?
The clones, Ben. A revolt this is.
How is that possible? I'll get a ship.
Yoda shakes his head.
Handle this is. The president you must see to. Get her off-world. Nowhere on Coruscant is safe. Not even the temple.
Ben swallows and nods.
Yes, Master.
Yoda's cockpit closes and his ship rises. They back up as it and all the other fighters launch.
Alright, back in.
Ben and the others pile into his convertible.
What even was that? God, did you see his ears?
White Sun squeezes between Anakin and Amidala.
Hi.
The Coruscant skies are a mess. Ships careen, on fire in every direction. Laser cannon fire fills the air.
What's going on?
The cabbies, the drivers, the constables. They're all clones, they're everywhere.
Core. I hope it's just Coruscant.
Ben shakes off the thought. He ducks and weaves exceptionally, but the traffic's chaos grows. Ben shuts his eyes. Ben feels the sky. He whips the wheel to the left just as a fiery sky bus would have hit them.
What are you doing? Has he lost his mind? He's a Jedi. I assume this is normal?
If you'd all just be quiet.
A cop speeder drops behind them, sirens blaring, itself on fire.
I believe it would like to pull us over. Please pull over.
Shut up.
I think we can break the law just this once, right?
Slots on the patrol car's side open, and blaster cannons emerge.
It has blasters! They're retrofitted to cosplayer with blasters last month. outmaneuver all of this and avoid blaster fire? Maybe I should try.
Anakin reaches for the wheel. Ben, eyes still shut, slaps his hand away.
Shh, blasters. When you stop having to look your enemy in the eye, you become capable of anything.
Didn't know he's activated blasters, you tin bucket! Shut up so Master Kenobi and concentrate!
Quiet, both of you!
Ben, in rage, opens his eyes and turns around.
If you had all just shut it for 3 blasted seconds,
Laser fire hits the back of the trunk and explodes. In the Jedi Temple Library, Maul creeps on silent feet down an aisle of massive mile-high server towers, a veritable city skyline. It's so cold his breath is visible. He lifts a hand to one of the towers, an inch away. His eyes are shut. He's feeling for something. Maul crosses to the next aisle. He feels another wall. He pauses and steps back. This one. He scurries up the server tower despite its lack of foothold. On the downtown streets, it's quiet given what is happening all around. Our hero's screams rise from the faint to loud as the convertible, flaming, enters view. The car skids on the street, casting sparks. It sputters and nods, screeching. It taps the wall of the building.
everyone all right?
They're white-knuckling the seats. Anakin is not in the car.
Where's Anakin?
A hand pops up from the side of the car, covered in soot. Anakin pulls himself up.
I'm fine!
Okay, we just need to get to another speeder, then get to the cruiser, and we'll be safe.
The rest see something terrifying off to the side.
About that.
Ben follows their gaze. A giant mass of clones of every race one can imagine is a few blocks ahead of them. Behind them, the same.
Rot.
Ben ignites his lightsaber.
How far are the docks?
Miles.
Something occurs to Amidala.
The underworld!
Everyone looks to her.
What?
Yes, that sounds capital.
No way. Absolutely not.
Amidala turns to Anakin.
You can get us from here to the entrance of the docks.
Sure, run into some trouble, but not like this.
We are not taking the president into the Coruscant underworld. I've already been there once today, with a second little trek through the mire.
White Sun's eyes nearly pop out.
This is no time for your crush. The Coruscant underworld is filled with killers and troglodytes. This isn't about my feelings. Watch how you speak to me. I am not a child. I am your president. The problem is a clone uprising, yes?
Yes, but...
Does anyone in the underground own a clone?
No, they can't afford clones. Just droids and zeros all the way down. You know, losers like me.
Was that sarcasm? R2 scan the area.
And would we make it 3 seconds without you? No. No!
It's a good plan.
It's the only plan.
Oh, Captain Whiteson, we are going through the underground and we are taking Anakin with us. That's an order.
White Sun stares at Kenobi with steam rising from her head.
I'm-
Kenobi shrugs.
I'm a Jedi. I can't be dishonest.
R2 bobs back and forth.
No, quit whining. You're lucky to have made it this far.
Across town, the streets smolder with remains of the parade. Cloaks drift to the ground in bleak pieces. Clones uncountable run riot. Yoda flies a small Jedi fighter with an R5 unit. On his wing fly several other Jedi ships. Human soldiers and guardsmen cut down clones with prejudice, but are overrun by sheer number, and their weapons soon swing from clone hands. Yoda and hundreds of Jedi leap from ships to streets and back the clones away. The fight looks like a laser-light show in the middle of a medieval battle. Yoda ducks, shuffles, and leads to dodge the swings of laser weapons, waltzing through the battle without a weapon. Kit Fisto, a Nitolian Jedi with dread-like tentacles, throws his saber spinning through 5 clones. It boomerangs back to his palm.
What is this, Yoda? Clones do not possess free will.
Kit and Yoda fall in back to back. Kit's style is flashy and joyous. Yoda looks like he's perusing a library.
Changed would appear situations have, Master Fisto.
Yoda passes a hand, and as weapons swing, they miss and strike other clones.
All right, fair enough, Yoda. You can lay off the tone.
Down, by some steps, another bang, and a ball of flame tears through the entryway, igniting the air. In Anakin's makeshift palace, The group sorts through mountains of stolen goods.
Quite the master criminal, your new friend.
Thanks!
That wasn't a compliment. Why are we in here?
To make it through, you're gonna have to dress the part.
He slathers dirt on the captain's face. She reaches for her axe. Ben restrains her with a touch.
Captain,
She looks at his hand, at first with menace, but then awkwardly. He lets go. On the streets of level 1414, the thoroughly disgusted group walk through dim fluorescent light, past ragged, cloaked urchins huddled in corners.
So this is the underworld.
Yep, level 1414. Oh, it's actually 1313, but they skipped it for some reason.
A glowing rodent scurries down an alley.
What was that?
Just a glow mouse. Usually don't see them this high up, though. They're from the true deep, in the court.
Mouse? It was pretty big for a mouse.
Oh, the rats are 3 times that size. 6-inch fangs, ugliest thing.
Ugh. Well, then Glow Rat King, lead us to the docks.
I'd tell you my nickname for you, Captain, but there's royalty present. We'll cut through that clump of neon abominations up ahead and hire a real cab. I assume Her Highness has a credit line?
Anakin walks ahead. Amidala's getting irritated. Oscuro is the red light district. They meander through the crowd, lit in garish neon lights. Human and twilight strippers, not clones, dance on poles at the front doors. Barkers call out to entice patrons. A slime ball with big hair and antenna approaches Amidala and opens up a metal tin.
Death sticks. First one's on the house.
Amidala thinks about it. Anakin grabs the slime ball by the shoulder.
She's not interested. Buzz off.
Rude.
They walk more. Anakin casually steals an ambiguous food product off a tray as they pass it.
Anakin!
Anakin's eyes widen. 3 underworld cops approach from behind, the lead clapping a baton into his palm. The cops are human, armored in leather and steel, with face coverings and no room for clone control bands. At their head is Captain Keating.
The cab stand is straight that way, under the purple sign. Meet me there, I'll draw them off.
Do you know anyone who doesn't want to arrest you?
Remains to be seen.
Who'd you rob?
Actually, I just owe them money.
you owe the police money.
I haven't gotten it around to stealing it yet. Just go!
Anakin turns around. The others walk off nonchalantly.
Caddy! Long time!
The cop taps Anakin's chest with his baton, and it lights up menacingly.
No long time, me kid. Where is you ducking us and hanging out topside? Getting too good for us drogs?
Oh, never, Caddy. You know me. I hate topsiders. Just want to check out the parade.
Check out the purses while everyone else watched the parade, you mean? So that means you flushed it.
I wouldn't say flush. I got interrupted.
Interrupted.
Yeah, the parade blew up.
Likely story.
We're not down here. You guys have really got to get out more.
You owe Nikki. Time to pay up.
Sure, but you know the story. It's all back at my place.
No, we already took that.
Wait, what?
Most of it was worthless junk. A little tip, kid. If you owe all over town, try stealing something valuable once in a while.
I'll take that under advisement.
Anakin lifts his fist and tosses air to the left. The cops look to the left as if they heard something. Anakin knocks Kenny's baton into his face. It lights up, shocks him, and tosses him back into his cohorts. When they look up, Anakin is gone. They look higher. Anakin's on the roof of the club, running over them. The cops follow. He leaps from a roof, swings off a pipe. There's no sky here. Everything is indoors. He catches air, lands on a canopy, and bounces to the ground, right next to the constable's patrol speeders. The cops speed up, but it's too late. The speeder is in the air before they can reach him. Across the district, Ben, Amidala, White Sun, 3PO, and R2 wait at a cab stand. A patrol speeder pulls up.
Get in.
They do as told. In the air, 2 more patrol speeders drop behind theirs, sirens blaring. Anakin weaves in and out of hanging structures in the roofs of underground buildings, some of which go up through the ceiling. They come upon a massive opening to an abyss. Anakin smiles.
And there we are.
What's that?
It's the underworld portal. The tunnel that runs all the way from the core to the surface. We cut up that terminal 24.
That's where you came in the first time.
That's right, you adorable little stalker, you. Hold on, everyone.
Their speeder hops a divide into the portal. Anakin pulls up on a lever and grips the wheel.
What do you mean we're not going to make it? Have a little faith, R2.
3PO sees at the approaching wall.
We're not going to make it!
The speeder cuts upward and rises through the hole. The windshield goes blue, revealing it as a computer monitor. A smiley face is etched, pixelated on the screen.
This patrol speeder has been reported stolen. Its engines will now be shut down and its doors locked. The constable will be launched shortly. Please enjoy your arrest.
The engines shut off. Anakin looks at all of them.
It was nice to meet you all.
The car's lights blink off and it gradually stops rising. It falls backwards. In the Jedi library, Maul stops. Here near the ceiling, a kind of snow drifts from clouds of frost. Breaths come out as a massive cloud. Maul presses a panel on part of the tower he has climbed and it slides away. He twiddles fingers over a panel of colored buttons. His eyes roll back. His head twitches as he feels which buttons to push. Blue, green, yellow, yellow, red, green. A drawer pops out with hiss and steam, with a glowing red, palm-sized cube in the tray. Maul's face relaxes. His eyes roll forward. He sees the holocron. He smiles and removes it. In the falling police speeder, floors race by at terminal velocity. Other vehicles moving upward maneuver away, honking as the speeder loses altitude. Ben closes his eyes and holds out his hands. The speeder's freefall slows. The car halts in midair, suspended. It floats slowly through an opening in the side wall and drops to the ground with a soft clunk. The doors open, and everyone exits the speeder, Ben last.
How did you do that?
I'm a Jedi. R2. Do you think you can get this car working again?
He's just got to disengage the control bolt and install the menu screws.
Then get to work.
R2 sets about getting the car back on track.
You don't have to order him around like that, sir. He doesn't want to be down here any more than the rest of us.
I didn't realize I was being rude. Apologies. Now get to work.
Dim red emergency lighting makes outlines of everyone. Cobwebs and dust coat the walls. It looks like a parking structure after a bomb's gone off. Ben lights his saber just to add illumination. The blue glow combines with the red hue into a more natural hue in their vicinity. From the dark, an inhuman screech like a banshee. It echoes down the shafts and into the portal behind them. The captain takes out her laser axe.
What was that?
Nah, can't be.
Another screech from the other side.
Can't be what?
Well, I've never been this far down, but you've all heard the rumors, spooky campfire stories, you know. They're not real.
A third screech just as the last one's finished. This one was in front.
What's not real, Anakin?
Corridor ghouls.
3 eyeless white creatures somewhere between hairless dogs and men crawl over wreckage and ruin, creeping toward them with sweeping tail. Large ears like bats twitch and twist rapidly on their skulls. They are ghost white, and when they howl, their crooked fangs weep corrosive bile. They screech in unison.
3PO, do you have a file on corridor ghouls and how to stop them?
I have over 343,678 files mentioning corridors and ghouls, plus 258 planets referencing Coruscant. Their relevance is up for debate.
No would have sufficed.
It's only 3 of them. Captain?
I've got you.
They grow closer, screeching in unison. Amidala backs up toward the wall of the portal just as the arm of a 4th ghoul reaches over the side and pulls up its eyeless face.
Nuts.
One of the ghouls leaps at Ben. With a swipe of his saber, the creature is halved. Another attacks Captain Whitesun. She chops. Anakin reaches into the patrol car and activates a blaster turret, which he uses to shoot the ghoul nearest Amidala. More arrive, the more they strike down. Ben twirls his lightsaber, killing 2 of them. He holds out his hand and force tosses one into the abyss of the portal.
R2, how's that speeder coming along?
The droid works on disengaging the speeder's control boat. Another ghoul turns a corner. Another descends from the ceiling. 3PO looks around at all the ghouls. The large ears, no eyes. Ben, Anakin, and White Sun are firing and fighting with all their might. Anakin is firing and kicking and ducking without looking. Ben takes notice. The ghouls swarm. The ghouls stop and fall off them. Some fall to their knees. They all screech in pain and then go silent. 3PO walks out to the center of the fray. The ghouls back up. 3PO's eyes glow a little brighter, and he widens his arms. The ghouls slink back into the darkness.
Did the robot just use your space magic, Kenobi?
No, droids can't use magic. Droids can't use the Force. It's an energy field created by living.
It was a simple deduction, must I explain? The creatures have no eyes and large ears. I emitted supersonic and subsonic frequencies they would find most unpleasant, so they go away.
Nice work, Buckethead.
Anakin slaps 3PO in the back.
That's my 3PO, smartest droid in the galaxy.
The ghouls re-emerge. Slowly, everyone but 3PO notices, as over
It
this,
is actually quite fortuitous that I was here. As a protocol droid, I'm equipped with all manner of vocal ranges. The Skeleton tribe of Talzor 3 communicate entirely in supersonic whistles of about
3PO!
Yes?
Shut up and keep making the noise till the car is ready.
Yes. Very good.
on the streets, Fisto slices through a clone with his saber. Where they are, the streets are clearer. Most citizens have run off, and most clones are down. Yoda stalks toward a humanoid clone, hand out. It backs away, its head flitting like a bird's as sparks fly from its headband. We see flashes of fire and destruction. A figure in black robes and hood walking forward. It pulls back the hood, revealing the humanoid clone. Red sand and ruins, the howl of a billion dead. The humanoid clone crooks its neck, sparks, and falls dead. Many of the remaining clones lose the crazed look in their eyes, blow out their headpieces, and die.
Strange. Their shelf life seems to have shortened by all the excitement.
Change these clones have been.
Agreed. They didn't respond to orders, deactivation signals. They only got more ferocious.
Yoda nods, kneeling at the body of the clone that went down.
I was picking up low-intensity auras in all of them. They were...
Yoda holds his hand out over the body.
Alive. Completely sentient this one was. But when his mind I scanned, there's nothing there but someone else's pain.
So they were reprogrammed?
Yoda shakes his head. He stands and turns to Master Fisto.
Mad they were driven.
But by what?
They both look back at the body on the ground.
That is the question.
At the Coruscant dock, the sun setting in the distance, the police speeder enters the cruiser's docking bay. The group exits the car once it's inside.
Okay then, guess I'll go back to my empty tent and the riots.
Ben rolls his eyes.
Best come with us, Anakin, till it's safe. We can drop you back off once things cool down.
What? I object to this. It's best we keep you safe. Captain, he doesn't have anyone. Please can you come on board?
He's not a puppy, Madam President, but fine. I suppose he can stay.
Thank you. Not like you had a choice.
Are you sure this is wise, Jedi?
Ben leans into the Captain White Sun's ear.
Watch the boy. Make sure he doesn't leave. Captain, let's show Anakin to the guest quarters.
White Sun steals a glance at Anakin, who is smiling and joking with the President as they walk on board. Outside the Jedi Temple in an alley, water drips from the balconies as fire control droids hose at the thousand blazes of lower Coruscant, creating an artificial drizzle at street level. Maul alights silently on the wet ground of an alley behind the temple. From how high we cannot guess. Far behind him, the chaos of the streets remains. The holocron pulses red in Maul's hand. He chances a smirk, but he dies quickly when he senses a presence, looks up, and sees another black-clad figure, humanoid but hunched like a human question mark. Maul ignites his saber. With sleight of hand, the holocron is gone. The robes shake. It is a moment before we can tell that it is laughing. As the cackle rises, its familiarity unnerves us. A yellow smile peeks from beneath the hood and wrinkled folds of gray flesh. It unnerves Maul as well.
Who goes there?
You must be powerful to waltz through the Jedi temple unseen. Padawan for one thing, but to get past the masters you need. The parade! You mind-push the codes. I would have done that years ago if there was no switch.
Maul smiles his jagged tooth smile.
What are you, wretched creature?
You
Answer.
When you were just an archaeologist, obsessed with the great world, no one believes it.
Maul's eyes widen in shock and terror.
Remember when the key to its discovery fell on your doorstep?
The air quivers as if from heat. We see flashes of a rust-colored planet shrouded in black clouds in a massive storm, orbiting a single cold star. It pulsates as if alive. A desert covered in skeletons and ruins, antique lightsabers. A hologram of Darth Sidious in an ancient tomb. To his side, Darth Plagueis. The glowing yellow eyes of a creature in the darkness of a bottomless pit. Over this, in a booming, inhuman register, we hear the planet itself calling Maul to it. Maul shakes it off here and now and looks back at the old man.
Who are you?
Sidious, my precious boy. Darth Sidious. You may call me master. Now, kneel.
Sidious? That's not... He was 5 centuries ago!
Sidious extends his hand and lowers it. Maul falls to one knee as if pushed there. Sidious smiles.
Rise, Darth Maul. There is much work still left. You have the holocron?
Maul stands, produces the cube. Sidious takes it with dainty fingers.
At last, we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last, we will have revenge.
Sidious chuckles at Maul's enthusiasm.
Oh, good time, my dear boy. Only good time.
They wander off, down the alley. We will now take our final 10-minute intermission. Please join us for the thrilling conclusion of Rising Dragon.
Master of Puppets started when Sidious showed up. That is amazing! It did? Yes! Instantly! I didn't know what you were looking at.